recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and we bring it home to you. My name is Jonathan. Chris is with me today. Hello, Chris.
We do bring it home to you.
We bring it home.
We bring something home to you.
That's right.
That's right, yes.
It's an evening recording.
It is it is an evening recording, and it's going to be interesting.
It's always higher energy in the evening for the first half.
For the first 10 minutes.
Then the second half, everybody crashes because they were working all day and they're tired. So we're going to try and keep the energy up. But I'm excited that you're here.
High energy.
That's right. Chris is here. So is Animal and the rest of the Muppets.
Animal.
And we have some great guests. Dan Felsenheld is with us today.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hello, Dan. Good to have you.
I'm so happy to be here.
And I am glad to have you. Jacob Sheets is with us today. Hey, Jacob.
Woo-hoo. Hello.
Welcome back. And Kenya Hitchens is with us today. Hey, Kenya.
Woo-hoo. Hi there. How are you?
Welcome back. We are going to have a Fab-O kind of time today.
A Fab-O?
A Fab-O kind of time.
Okay, you're now creating new words? This is what you do in the evening time?
Yeah, that's literally, I sit in my desk and I create new words.
Interesting, okay.
I've added at least 3 pages to my home dictionary.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
All right, has any of them stuck?
Once the pages stuck together, but we won't talk about that.
Whoa, we don't talk about Bruno, no.
Oh, but I want to get to know our guests a little bit better.
I think that'd be fabulous.
So, Dan, why don't you tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself?
I'm originally from New Jersey. I live out in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. Lived here for more than 30 years now, so I guess I'm a Washingtonian now. Something fun about myself. I don't think I've talked about this before previously on the show, but during the pandemic, I took up archery.
Whoa!
So doing archery for started
cool.
in 2020, summer of 2020, and been doing it for a while now. So it's really fun.
What's your best archery moment so far? Is there anything that stands out as that satisfying, like that one lucky golf shot that keeps you going back time after time?
I mean, I think I've never shot like 30, which is like 3 bullseyes, but I shot like a 27. So like that was pretty exciting. But like I'm just trying to get better at it. So I take class twice a week with mostly teenagers, it seems like, and a couple of other adults.
It sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun, though.
I would enjoy
I hadn't done archery since I was probably at summer camp when I was probably maybe 10 or 12. So picking up a bow and shooting things is fun. We do get to shoot. Sometimes they'll put balloons on the target. You just try to pop the balloon for fun.
I love it.
That's fun.
Well, welcome back to the show, my friend. We are glad to have you. Jacob Sheets, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hey there. I am from Mobile, Alabama, but I grew up in Belleville, New Jersey. Best of both worlds, I guess. I work at a lawn equipment store, so I'm just a mechanic, turning wrenches and all that. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've told this story yet, but I once saved my coworker's life.
Whoa, wait a minute, what?
When I was cutting grass. So we were just doing normal planting flowers and whatnot, and he just slumped over in the back seat of the truck, unresponsive. I thought he was choking on something. I tried to clear his throat out, nothing. Then I realized, oh, hey, his heart's not pumping. So I'm in the front seat of the truck doing CPR to the back seat, and my brother's driving us like 5 minutes to the nearest hospital.
Oh, my God.
We got him in there.
Wow.
He had 10% brain function for about a week. and then he made it through.
Wow. That is
Wow.
amazing.
That's awesome.
That would be on my resume. I would be leading every story of every person I'd be talking to on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd be. Yeah, that's
Are you?
incredible.
Are
I
you?
would have T-shirts made that just said, "Hey, I saved a guy's life.
Yeah.
What have you done today?"
My favorite song would be "How to Save a
I was
Life"
just
by
thinking.
Frey.
Yeah, Jacob
by the
must be a
Frey.
member of Frey.
There you go.
Clearly.
The
No, it's
Frey.
the Bee Gees Staying Alive.
Oh, that's true.
That's what you do the CPR too, yeah.
That's
The CPR
the
training
song.
came in handy.
It's a good thing I was a Boy Scout.
Very,
what to do.
very cool. And so, Jacob, your room keeps changing behind you. It's kind of weird. So, what's going on with the lighting in there?
Got an LED bulb. and
I
it's
mean,
just
it
set
was
on color
purple,
shift.
it was red, it was blue, it was yellow.
Well, it's about to be red again.
It's purple
Wait.
again.
He's
Oh
in
my
a
God.
discotheca.
Oh yeah, there's dancing.
He's actually in a rave, I think, right now.
It's for the It's all for the ambiance.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, Kenya, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I currently live in Grand Forks, North Dakota. About almost as far south and as far north as you can get.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I work as a director of communications at the University of North Dakota, and I am 10 days away as of this recording from my wedding day. And so after that, my name will be Kenya Zarns.
So
Oh, there you go.
Tell me this. Of all the wedding planning stuff, what's the most stressful part?
The most stressful part is people not paying attention to RSVPs.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
The fact that we actually did save the dates like in May of last year, sent out the invites in January, and then I did a MailChimp like e-blast like every month. And I'm still getting people going, can I still RSVP? And I'm like,
Just say yes. That'll be $10, please.
Oh, right. It's like, yeah, we
You
got
can come,
space
but
outside.
you're not getting food.
We got
That's
space outside for you.
That's right. We're going to charge admission from here on out. So, and Kenya, that was the Debbie Downer question. So the question for you that I have is what has been the most fun part of the preparation so far?
I honestly, like the day we did the food tasting was great.
Oh, I bet that was that.
Yes.
Did you do a cake tasting also?
Oh yeah, because our venue also provides our cake.
Yeah.
So so we basically got to try like 2 different entrees and like different appetizers, 3 different styles of cake.
Now
3
you're
different styles.
talking. Now you're talking.
I love
the fat
it.
boy in me loves
Oh, yeah.
that. Give me them cake. All the
So I
cake.
know our food's going to be awesome because, we tried it and
Give me them cake indeed. Oh my God, I love that so much. All right. Well, I think we're going to have a great time today. And Chris,
Yes, sir.
I think it's time for you to give me them cakes.
All right. And here is your warming up cake of the episode.
Oh my.
Oh, now I got cake on the brain.
Time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
Anyway, you're warming up.
The cake is a lie.
No,
No.
cake is not a lie. Cake is the most true thing in the universe. Thank you.
If you
Wow.
make
All right.
it to the end of the game, the cake's there.
Says the Christian man. I also am Christian, but it's
me.
always fun to blast
Excuse
you
me.
with it.
Can somebody back up this bus on me, off of me, please? Come
Yeah.
on. Beep,
Oh,
beep.
look, it's a bearded guy.
That's right. All right. So your warming up Chris question of the episode is brought to you by me, Chris Hollister.
How the heck
So,
are you?
I know, right? That was my Joel Sharpton impersonation. So, our impression. So there you go. So, family, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. We have 14 chemical elements are actually found in the human body. There's 11 essential elements, and then there's 3 trace elements. I want you to name me one of these elements that are found in the human body. All right. And we'll do a couple rounds, see if everybody gets it. I think everybody can get these 14, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Negative.
So I have faith. I have faith. I'm talking like George Michael faith. All right.
Gotta have faith.
Exactly.
Faith.
So,
You
and we're
gotta
going to make Jonathan go
faith.
last because that'll be more fun. I think.
Baby!
Oh, dear God. Wow. All right. So, Kenya, you're up first.
Okay, great. Because the science is my worst category.
Science.
So-
Darn.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say oxygen and be done with it.
Oxygen is absolutely correct. Well done. So, Dan, you're up next.
Well, I know the body is mostly water, so I'm going to say hydrogen.
Hydrogen, absolutely on the list. Well done. Jacob, you're next.
I'll go with the big one, carbon.
Carbon, yes, sir. Well done. Jonathan.
And I will scratch off the last thing on my list of 4 and say nitrogen.
Nitrogen, yes. You guys got the top 4. Well done. So let's roll it back around. Kenya, you're next.
All right. Well, I'm anemic, so I'm going to say iron.
Nice.
Iron is one of the 3 trace elements that's found in the human body. Well done. Dan, what do you got?
This is getting harder now.
It's already hard.
Hoo-ha.
I'm going to guess calcium.
Calcium is absolutely on the list.
Good one.
All right. So far, everybody, going into Jacob right now is you're 6 for 6 right now. So, Jacob, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with that banana stuff, say potassium.
Potassium on the list. So let's see if Jonathan could keep it perfect.
All 3 of you took ones where I was going to say just now. That was all bad.
Hey, just piggyback off mine. There's an easy one.
There is. I'm sorry. I don't know the easy one then. Something. This is not only just going to be wrong, but I think it's going to sound stupid. Which I hate sounding stupid, but sometimes we can't help it. For some reason, arsenic is coming to mind. I'm going to say arsenic.
Arsenic, I'm sorry, is not on the list, my friend. It is not on the list.
I think that's one you don't want in your body.
Well, I know that's why it sounds stupid, but for some reason I had arsenic in my brain.
All right, so...
It sounds like Kenya thought so, too.
Yeah, it does appear in some foods. Like trace elements of arsenic are in like apples and things like that.
Yeah, so, but... according to medical.net, it is not on the 14. All right. Blame it on medical.net. Sound good?
I'll blame it on whoever I want.
As long as you don't blame it on me, I'm fine.
Don't blame it on the rain.
All right. Oh, jeez.
Too late.
You both did. All right. So, Kenya, back over to you, please. We'll say one more round. You
what
good
if
with
I
that?
Blamed it on the rains in Africa.
Ooh, you know what? You actually did a hint for a round later on.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we're going to do one more round, everybody, and then we'll tell everybody all the answers that you guys didn't get or didn't answer because we're only doing one more round. So, Kenya, back to you.
I have no idea, so I'm just going to say sulfur.
Sulfur on the list. You were 3 for 3, by the way, Kenya.
Wow.
For someone who said science is not your spiel, it's your spiel tonight. All right, Dan.
You have to go home with a new spiel. Congratulations.
Sodium.
Sodium on the list. Well done.
That was the piggyback one.
Why am I so dumb?
All right, Jacob.
I believe it's an element, chlorine?
Chlorine on the list. Well done. By the way, for the record, all 3 of our guests are perfect. Jonathan, not so much. So, Jonathan, last answer. You have up to 4 different answers that could be correct.
On my list right now, I have 2 things that are probably both wrong that I haven't scratched out yet, and those are lithium and selenium. I'm going to guess lithium.
And both of them are incorrect.
Yeah.
All right. So, anybody else want to throw one more out there before I give the other
Somebody
answers?
throw me a bone here.
I was thinking maybe helium.
Helium.
I don't know.
Nope. Helium is not on there unless you're at birthday parties.
Yeah.
What about manganese?
Manganese is absolutely on the list. Well done.
Wow.
Anybody else got one?
How about magnesium?
Or 3 more. Magnesium. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm sorry. Manganese is not on the list. Magnesium is on the list.
Take one of his answers away and give it to me.
I read that wrong. My apologies. All right. So you're missing 2 of the trace elements, and those are fluorine and zinc.
Zinc.
Oh,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
And then the other essential element that is on the list is phosphorus.
Oh.
Phosphorus. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to medical.net, that is your Warm It Up Chris question of the episode.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chris.
Mr. Medical.net.
Mr. Chris, indeed. So, this is episode number 370. That means we are on the main feed. We've had a nice little run here. You got a couple of extra main feed shows recently.
370. Wow.
I know it goes fast.
It does. Oh, absolutely.
We're going to have a fabulous time. I want to let you know if you want more Trivial Warfare, you can get more Trivial Warfare. Head over to trivialwarfarearmy.com and sign up at the $5 level, $5 per month level or higher. and you will get access to our archive of amazing shows. There are over 200 episodes out there that you can't access anywhere else. So check that out. That is at trivialwarfarearmy.com. Chris.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be Kenya and me versus Jacob and Dan. You, my friend, are hosting.
Oh, crap. I got to find questions in real quick. Hold on.
Too late. It's time to play the game.
Somewhere over here.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Hello, Scott Barber. Are you there?
Oh, my God.
All right. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Apparently, Chris has a red bat phone that goes to Scott Barber's house.
Sometimes, yes, absolutely.
Scott's out there sipping whiskey, barbecuing right now. Like, oh, man, I don't have time for that. Hey, everybody, this is Jonathan cutting in before we start with the first question, because if you listen to yesterday's announcements that I released on the main feed, you know that there is a play-along app that you can use to play along with today's game and see how you or a group of you have done against our teams that are playing in the actual game. You need to go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store or wherever you get your apps and download Trivia-Matic. The icon literally says Trivia-Matic on a purple background. And once you install that, go ahead and open it before you start today's game here and hit play game or join a game, the little play button on the left-hand side, and it's going to ask you for a code. The code for episode 370 is 146240. That's 146240. Put that code in, hit join game, and you'll see the Trivial Warfare splash. Ooh, easy for me to say. You'll see the Trivial Warfare splash screen, and once you hear the first question, you will get started with your play-along app. Can't wait to hear what you guys think of this, and I hope you enjoy today's game.
Your round 1, question 1 category is current events. And your question is, on March 21st, congressional hearings began for what U.S. Court of Appeals judge that is currently a United States Supreme Court nominee?
All right. Ooh, I love the full name there. Kenya, do you think we can log in? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So she said she's going to switch to the app. So we'll see what that does. We're going to go ahead. Log in. I was about to say, let's. You guys go ahead and talk because she sent me the answer before she froze. So what were you thinking?
This is all Dan. I have not kept up with anything Capitol Hill-wise, and he's right next door.
I was reading about it. I watched a little bit of the. I watched some clips of the hearings. I was working mostly when the hearings were going on. But I texted Jake Ketanji Brown Jackson. I hope that's in the right order. I knew it was like 3 names. So I think it's Jackson. That's the answer.
All right.
The only thing I know is that the Zodiac Killer made an ass of himself
again.
I don't even know what the reference is there.
Ted Cruz.
Oh.
Cruz, the Zodiac Killer.
Old Teddy Cruz.
Gotcha.
Teddy Ballgame.
Yeah, so I had sent a question mark with Jackson to Kenya, and she responded with Ketanji Brown Jackson. So that's what we locked in with.
And the answer is Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Nice.
Yes, sir. So 10 points for both teams.
Woo!
Well done.
Way to go, Dan.
Soon to be the notorious KBJ, I guess.
Oh, that would be awesome.
The KBJ.
K-Bay.
K-Bay.
Yeah. And your second question in round 1, is by Nick Groves. So thank you, Nick.
Oh, boy.
And the category is, I was told there'd be no math.
Already?
Yes. All right. So I was told there'd be no elementary math. So there it is. So your question is, what equation is used to calculate the area of a triangle?
Yeah, Kenya, I'm on the same page as you are.
Yeah. If you want to lock in with that, that's fine.
All right, we'll lock in.
Groovy.
I think we just came to consensus on that, where I was an idiot and I was looking for a hypotenuse, but then I remembered it's half a square.
Yeah, I think you texted Jacob texted me a squared b squared equals c squared, but that's the Pythagorean theorem, and I texted back. I said 1/2 base times height. So that's it. So I think we're locked in with that.
Yep.
All right. And Kenya and Jonathan?
Hey, we locked in with Pythagorean theorem. So if you're an idiot, then you called us idiots too. Thanks a lot, meanie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
We'll see you outside.
Oh.
So what was y'all's answer?
We said the Pythagorean theorem.
All right. And the answer is half base times height.
Height, not actually a word, believe it or not.
If you're British.
Height. Half
Height.
base times height. All right. So hold on.
English words, that I'm good at.
Gotcha.
Not so much with the mathematics.
Height, right?
So your final question in round one, the category is in, okay, I like it. Art. And your question is, what artist of the Cubist movement was so poor that earlier in their career they burned their paintings to keep themselves warm?
All right, we're locking in.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, so Dan and Jacob, you can talk it out.
So I texted Jacob Picasso, and
I'm pretty sure Picasso probably did cube stuff, and I know for sure he was poor.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a Cubist painter. I know that for 100%. I took Spanish in school and high school, and then when in the later years of Spanish, we studied like Spanish painters like Goya and Picasso. So he was definitely a Cubist. I mean, there's other Cubists like George Braque, and there's probably some others I can't think of. Matisse kind of did some Cubist stuff, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, Picasso is the most well known. So I think we should go with Picasso.
I like Picasso.
All right, let's lock in Picasso.
And Kenya and Jonathan.
Kenya?
Well, the best known cubist of our generation is probably Cubert.
Those damn snakes.
Oh, well played.
But no, we went with Picasso.
And your answer is Pablo Picasso. Well done. Did anybody pick up on the clue, by the way?
Which one?
In the category.
No, what was the category? Art?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I like it. Art. There is a TikTok movement that's going on for the last few months that shows something weird, and it goes, oh, okay, I like it. Picasso.
No.
No, nothing?
I haven't seen that.
Well, I get the reference now that you say it, but I didn't pick it up then.
I'm on the TikTok. Sorry.
Not even now that you say it.
Dang. All right, fine. I look like the fool. That's okay. I'll be the fool again.
Everybody plays the fool. Sorry.
Everybody. Anyway, all right. So after round one, it is Dan and Jacob with 30. Jonathan and Kenya is 20.
All right, settle down with that whole score giving thing. Though.
All right, fair enough. Hey there. All right. So your second round, your first category is in music, also known as, or music. AKA. And the question is, are you done yet? May I ask the question?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, you weren't saying anything. You're singing.
I stopped like 2 minutes ago.
Yes, and by 2 minutes ago, you mean 2 seconds ago?
They don't know that. They're
okay, well, we know you guys. We know you guys are old and married, but kind of chill it down a bit.
Says the voice without a face.
No! That's your partner, by the way. you know, Kenny, you should just start messing up and start giving out wrong answers to him.
Yeah, just.
Oh no.
Okay. So, in your music, also known as category, the question is, what Nobel Prize, Grammy, and Academy Award winner was born Robert Allen Zimmerman?
Nobel Prize and Grammy, right? Those were the two.
Nobel Prize, Grammy, and Academy Award winner.
Academy Award winner.
We can lock it. We're going to lock it.
I think I've got. Okay.
All right.
They locked in. Yeah, I think it's Bob Dylan.
You think it's Bob Dylan? So I was leaning that way, too. There aren't too many Nobel Prize winners in music that would win a Grammy, too. Did he do an Academy Award?
I don't know about the Academy Award part. I was actually toggling more off of the name.
Oh.
And I kept thinking about it. And I'm like, I think that was like Bob Dylan's name. And then I thought about the rest of the clue afterwards. So I'm about maybe 70, 80%.
I like it. I think we go with it. It's Picasso.
Cool. Thank you.
We're saying Bob Dylan.
All right. Robin Dan?
Who's Robin Dan?
I don't know. Dan and Jacob? What? Sorry.
It's worse. I don't know if it's worse because there's no Rob here.
Shut up. Leave me alone. It's like 7:30.
The reason I said that is the other day I did that, but I said somebody else's name who's in the show.
Ah.
Yes. So I'm trying to figure out which one it was.
I immediately texted, as soon as you read the name Robert Zimmerman, I texted Jake and I texted Dylan. So yeah, there's in fact, David Bowie on his album Hunky Dory has a song called Song for Dylan. And in the lyrics, he says, "I hear you, Robert Zimmerman. I wrote a song for you."
Nice.
Oh, wow. So. All right. And your answer is Mr. Bob Dylan. Well done, both teams.
Woo-hoo!
All right. Moving on. All right. Your next question, your category is At the Lighthouse. This is
At the Lighthouse.
This is kind of dedicated to your dad, Jonathan.
Oh,
your dad, who is very much a lighthouse aficionado, I would say.
Former president of the Florida Lighthouse Association.
Absolutely. Well, he was in my head when I wrote this question, so there you go. All right, so your At the Lighthouse question is, from November 26, 1886 to March 1st, 1902, what United States national monument was used as a working lighthouse, being that the light stood 305 feet above sea level?
Jacob and I are locked in.
Oh,
we got it.
Okay. And I just looked up at the chat, just as they were saying locked in. Yeah, 1886 is when the Statue of Liberty was dedicated. And it makes sense with its location. So I believe it's the Statue of Liberty.
I am 100% on board. I thought the same thing.
Locked in.
All right. Dan and Jacob?
So 2 New Jersey natives. We know. We've been there probably both. It's got to be the Statue of Liberty, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We locked in with Statue. We both texted each other at this. We cross text. We both texted each other Statue of Liberty. So yeah, 1886. As soon as you said that, I started texting Statue of Liberty. So yeah.
All right. And your answer is the Statue of Liberty. Well done, both teams. Yeah, there's a couple reasons why they eliminated it as a working lighthouse. First, it cost nearly $10,000 per year. So if you think about that, in the early 1900s, it was just ridiculously expensive to keep it up.
And the lighthouse keepers were like, "Oh my God, the stairs!"
Quite possibly, absolutely. And then also Congress was the one that was in charge of it, and yeah, they were doing a Congress thing and misappropriated funds.
Oh,
yes,
of course they did.
All right, yes, I know. Shocked? Are you guys shocked and appalled, or just nah? No, it's about right.
Oh wait. No, wait, I am so shocked and so surprised that our elected officials would do such a thing.
Exactly right. All right. Your final question in round 2 is in literature. And your question is, with 1,084 published pieces, what author has the Guinness Book of World Records for the most published works from 1934 to 2006?
Oh, wait. Okay, I've got it. Yeah, I'm sure. Once he said the dates again, I'm sure.
Yep, and I was on the same page, so we will lock in.
Okay.
All right. Jacob and Dan.
Okay, so I think it's some. Jacob, you sent me like King or Kuntz, but I don't think they have enough. I mean, Stephen King does write a lot of books. I don't think he's written thousands. Well, 1934 is 2. And what were you? Oh, you said like Danielle Steele, maybe.
Yeah.
I think there's Barbara Cartland was the name that popped into my head, which I knew as a romance author. And I think there was another one. There's someone else I'm trying to think of, which I can't remember right now.
Didn't Agatha Christie pump out a bunch of books too?
She did, but she wrote like 80 or 90. I know she didn't write 1,000 books. I mean, 1,084 was like that's a lot. That
is quite a few.
I don't think it's Danielle Steele because I think that's more. I think she's more recent than 1934. It's something like Barbara Cartland, or there's another name, but I'm not coming up with it right now.
I've given you all the names I can think of.
Do you want to go with Barbara Cartland?
Sure.
For some reason, that popped into my head. It's probably wrong, but all right, we're going to lock in with Barbara Cartland.
Okay.
So, Kenya, for me, I was on the same page you were immediately. You suggested either L. Ron Hubbard or Isaac Asimov. And I feel like we've had a question like this at some point in the first 50 episodes of the show or so. And it always stuck with me that Asimov wrote way too much crap. So that's why I was thinking Asimov would be right. Can you sounded even more confident than I was. So tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, they both wrote way too much crap, and Hubbard was terrible at it. But Asimov, I believe he died in 2006. So when he said the dates again, and I was like, this guy, I'm pretty sure was writing up until the day he died. I'm like, I think this is Asimov. I'm pretty sure. So
there we go. We locked in with Isaac Asimov.
Well, unfortunately, it's 10 points for Chris. The answer is L. Ron Hubbard.
No!
Oh, really?
God dog it.
L. Ron Hubbard. That dude.
I was not even close to the right track.
It's in the book.
See,
I was so convinced with the dates too. I was like, oh God.
I didn't think it was
and
Hubbard.
he didn't die. He just got taken up by the aliens. So.
It got cleared out.
Praise Xenu.
He got taken up.
All right. So after 2 rounds, Dan and Jacob still have the lead, 50 to Jonathan and Kenya's 40.
Kenya, we had a chance to tie it up, but Chris was mean.
I was mean. You're right. I'm just
you guys had the right
bad,
answers.
Bad
Stuff.
Your round 3 category is in history.
History.
Or round 3. Yeah, round 3, question 1 category is history.
History.
This is a cold call. I love that commercial. Anyway, all right.
These are some cold cuts.
And then, got to get the cold cuts. Anyway, sorry. All right, now we're just breaking down the commercials. All right, so your history question is this. What German politician, due to his reputation of being a powerful ruler, was given the nickname Iron Chancellor? His rule over Germany was from 1867 to 1890.
I've got it.
I have to agree with you.
Okay. Well, my first thought was Bismarck, because it seems like around that seems like the right year. I'm not big on European history in general, but
and I can't really think of any specific names other than the royalty from
there's
before that, and then also the dictators after.
But I think he was like a general or something.
It could be his son,
Chancellor
Bismarcky.
Bismarcky. Rest in peace.
Oh, baby, you
got what I need.
So I don't know. I mean, I for some reason I think I don't know. I know there's like Adenauer, but I think that was like World War II. It was a German chancellor, World War I or something. I don't know. Jonathan probably knows it. Kenya locked in really fast, and I think she like in North Dakota, which is the capital is Bismarck. So I was wondering if that's really if that's the answer too.
I like the game theory.
Yeah, I like the game theory of that. So I think we're locking with Bismarck.
Okay, and Kenya and Jonathan.
Wow, that's some logic right there.
Yeah, but I will have you know that our answer had nothing to do with the capital of this place. It had only been for 2 years. But yeah, we locked in with Otto von Bismarck.
Sure did, because it's the right answer.
And the answer is Otto von Bismarck Key. Oh, baby, you got what I need.
You say she's just a friend. Yeah.
I think
my favorite part of it is like in the third stanza when he's like, "Oh, baby, you." Oh my gosh, that dude was a genius. Just for that song alone, he gets genius level. So well done.
So
yes,
you got
Otto von Bismarck.
You got what I need.
Dang it. I keep interrupting Jacob, and I don't mean to, especially when he's doing comedy gold.
Chris doesn't care what you're saying, Jake.
That's not true.
It's okay.
I'm only half asleep. It's okay. Anyway, but yes, Otto von Bismarck is your answer. Well done, both teams. Your second question in round 3 is in sports ball. Sports. And many thanks to Hunter York for this question.
Thank you, Hunter.
And your question is, the only WNBA player to win a title in 3 different decades and one of only 2 female basketball players to win 5 Olympic gold medals, shares a last name but no relation with the only NBA player to have won Rookie of the Year, Finals MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. What is their shared last name? It's a lot of questions, so if I need to repeat it, let me know.
No, Jonathan, I agree with you. This is not my area of expertise. So,
I feel really good about it.
Oh, they're locked in.
Right.
So Kenya and Jonathan, talk it out, please.
Yeah, so I was not feeling good about the question. I started out with Tarasi thinking, okay, maybe we're going that direction. And then as you started reading off the Rookie of the Year part, I'm like, oh, what if it's Miller? And I'm like, okay, Miller. And then you get to Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year. I'm like, scratch that. There's only one NBA basketball player that I can think of that was a rookie of the year all the way through executive of the year, and that man was Larry Bird. So this must be Sue Bird. We're saying Bird.
Did you just really give me the bird?
I gave him a bird. You asked for a bird.
I seen it.
I got what you need.
So hopefully Jacob and Dan will be nicer to me than Jonathan's.
I think they're going to give you a bird too.
All right, so Jacob and Dan,
deuce.
what are you thinking?
Oh no, Jacob's not being nice to you.
No.
Oh,
Read between the lines.
He gave you the double deuces.
Double deuce.
Yeah, we locked it. We locked in with the bird. The bird is the word with bird. Yeah, Sue Bird. And
all right. Well, this fantastic question by Hunter York really made me smile, and the answer is Sue Bird and Larry Bird. Great job, both teams.
Really great question.
Oh, it is.
yeah, I like that question.
And your final question in round 3, as per the usual with one of my episodes, it is a tri-bond, and this is by Joel Skelly. So, Joel, thank you very much. But this is a nomenclature tri-bond.
Nomenclature. Okay.
Nomenclature.
Uh-oh.
So here is your question. Groucho Marx, the Pope who commissioned Raphael to paint the School of Athens, and the title character of a Shakespeare play all share what first name?
I think you got it, sir.
Yeah, we're going to lock in.
Okay, Kenya, I was going in the direction of popes.
I don't think it's any of the ones you sent.
Okay, so then that means we would eliminate Leo, Urban, Pius, and Gregory. It's not Lando. He was in the 1300s, I believe. Maybe earlier.
And in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Well.
A galaxy far, far away.
Other pope names. Well, you got lots
there's
of
John,
Johns,
there's Paul,
Pauls.
Benedict.
Yeah. Trying to think about that era, though. Popes with Raphael would be the 1400s, I think. 1400s. I was really hoping Urban would be it. But so, Groucho
Urban
Marx,
Meyer?
you said you used to know
Shut
Groucho.
I used to know his first name, and it's escaping me right now.
It's Houdini. Pope Romeo. Pope...
Let's see, there's Titus and Andronicus.
What's Macbeth's Macbeth's first name?
Mac.
Lord and Lady Macbeth.
So, not Romeo and Juliet.
What's Hamlet's first name? That is his first name, isn't it?
Ham.
George.
Ham.
George Hamlet.
John Hamlet.
Title character of a Shakespeare play.
I mean, King Lear? What's King Lear's first name? Why don't I know anybody's first names?
King.
Damn it.
Jet. Is it Jet? Like Learjet?
Oh my God! Shut up.
Lear is a place in the Netherlands.
Yeah, shush.
Yeah, we need to give him some space, y'all. So
Oh, this is painful.
Merry Wives of Windsor, Third Night, As You Like It. So you got Henry's, you got Richards, you got Falstaff, you got Julius, perhaps?
None of no.
No?
No. I'm thinking of myself. Like my brain wants
Pope
to tell me.
Julius Groucho Marx, Julius Caesar. That doesn't feel awful.
I mean, I'm not pulling anything, so I will go with it. I'm not pulling anything. I think the fact is just too far out of my brain.
Okay. It's probably wrong, but there is some tiny little thing kind of tweaking for Groucho with the name Julius, so I feel good about it. Let's say the name you're looking for is Julius.
Okay.
Okay.
And Jacob and Dan?
And that's a really, really deep butt he's got there, huh, Dan?
Yes, it is. He pulled a Jonathan. So yeah, the first thing I texted to Jake was that Groucho's first name is Julius, and so that's how I knew it, and it made sense with Julius Caesar.
And I agreed that Julius is a popey name.
Julius is definitely a pope. I don't know, anything about the popes, but Julius Caesar definitely fit in there. So yeah, we locked in with Julius, and Jonathan pulled a Jonathan again.
Got lucky there. I tell you what, trying to figure out Pope Julius was not the way we were going to get to that answer. Holy moly!
Not at
All right, and your answer is Julius. Well done, both teams.
Nice.
So yeah,
Also, delicious drink, Orange Julius.
that's true. That was my favorite drink as a kid. I love that junk, man. In Gainesville, went to Orange Julius in the mall, and then went over to Lisa Pizza and got pizza. Oh, that was a good day right there.
That sounds like a good day.
Yeah, and
Go to the
this
arcade.
place is This place is still in the 80s. We have an Orange Julius.
Oh,
nice.
Now I know where to try. Actually, Dairy Queen now sells Orange Juliuses.
It sounds like North Dakota is where they should film Stranger Things at.
That's true.
Well, I mean, we've already got Fargo, so.
Yeah.
And then Joel also wrote, alternately, another famous Julius that could have been used for the question is the mascot of Pringles.
Oh, that's right. So Joel,
I actually know that one.
Joel Skelly.
Joel Skelly was a good job, Joel. Good question.
All right.
Nice question, Joel.
Yeah. So after 3 rounds and going into the midpoint, Dan and Jacob has the lead, 80 to Kenya and Jonathan 70. All right. So Kenya and Jonathan, you get to decide the midpoint category then.
Okay.
And your midpoint categories are science. And your other category that you could choose from is movies.
Movies. Kenya, you're not good at science like I'm not good at science, right?
Yeah, my worst category is science. My second worst category is movies.
Oh, good. All right, well, I think we should go movies then.
All right. Okay. Is that what your decision is?
That is my considered opinion.
Okay, give me just a minute to move that up. All right. And your midpoint question is in movies. And so your question is for 5 points each. Name 4 out of the 5 top highest grossing Disney studio animated movies of all time. Please note, I'm asking for Disney animated, not Pixar.
And where do you fall on the Disney-Pixar divide when they're combined?
They are not combined. They're still technically 2 different animated studios.
Okay, and are you looking for adjusted dollars or straight dollars?
It is straight. Okay, it is straight dollars.
Straight cash, homie.
All right. And it is worldwide totals.
Oh.
Okay.
I knew that question was going to come up, so I'm just bringing it up right now.
Cool.
Sorry, is it ticket sales or?
It's box office gross.
Box office, yeah.
Box office gross. Oh, but it's straight dollars.
It's straight dollars and it's worldwide.
Does it include re-releases?
Yes.
It does. Okay.
Does it include live versions?
No, animated. All right, teams, 1 minute left.
Okay.
This is hard.
This is very hard.
There's a lot to choose from.
I think I'm okay with that list that you sent.
Okay, this is the last one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think let's just roll with this before my brain explodes. Because, even though you can't see me on camera, there would be stuff everywhere and it would be gross.
No brain exploding. You're about to get married.
Yeah, and then the cat would come and lick it up and it would be really disgusting.
Oh, my.
Just make it a neat explosion after the year.
So they locked in?
I don't know if they're locked in or not, but it is time.
All right, then we can.
I think we're locked in. Yeah, is that what you want? Is that good, Jake?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Kenya and Jonathan, you can talk it out, but I'll definitely need your answers.
Yeah, we're not going to change our answers at this point.
Well, I figured, but
the place where we came to was really that the dollars are gonna be hung on the most recent movies, except for pre-pandemic, but definitely focused on recent movies and definitely focus on musicals. Because Pixar typically does non-musicals and Disney typically does musicals. Not 100%, but usually. So the most recent musicals that were big, that we wanted to go with were Frozen, Frozen 2, Coco, and we went with The Lion King as the other one because of re-releases.
Yeah, they just did the 2019 re-release. So.
Okay. And Jacob and Dan, what do you think? What were y'all thinking?
We had the same debate. I was like, that's why I asked about re-releases. So we went back and forth.
Just ticket prices jumping so high recently, and then I can't remember anything that's been released 3 years ago, but then also 10 years before that.
And my kids are all adults now, so we haven't seen a lot of Disney movies recently. But yeah, we went with Frozen 2, and then we went back to Snow White and then Cinderella. Because I know Snow White came out in 1939 and there are a bunch of re-releases. So even though the dollars, are more now, I figured, well, it's been out for, 80 years or something.
We'll figure out if the musical thing helped us or hurt us, because Incredibles would be on my list, but I'm not.
That's Pixar.
That's where it's like, there's not music.
Yeah.
So it's probably Pixar.
We thought about, well, I think like Moana, but
Oh my
I don't
God, I forgot Moana.
We probably should have gone with that one. But
Kenya, I love Moana.
I think I said Mulan, but I don't think I said Moana.
I would have picked Moana over Coco in a heartbeat.
Moana.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. It's one of those movies that gets better the more you watch it. The first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's cute. The third or fourth time I saw it, I was crying.
Oh.
And incidentally, once again, Lin-Manuel Miranda, freaking genius.
Killing it.
Let's say.
Didn't get his EGOT this year, though.
I know. Oh, that sucks. I was so mad.
At the Oscars.
All right. So your answers are, with $1.45 billion, Frozen 2 is number 1 on the list. Number 2 on the list with $1.276 billion, Frozen. Number 3, $1.083 billion, The Lion King.
Nice.
Number 4, $1.024 billion. This was surprising to me. Zootopia.
Oh.
Whoa.
The non-musical.
Zootopia.
And then finally, another surprise with number 5 was $657.8 million. So that'll show you how much of a difference between 4 and 5 is. It is Big Hero 6.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I was never
if I did the
going
top
back.
6, Moana was the next in line, just to let you know. So Coco is a Pixar movie, also to let you know.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. So so Jonathan and Kenya caught up a little bit, got 15 points on that. Dan and Jacob got 10. So after the midpoint, Dan and Jacob with 90. Kenya and Jonathan with 85.
All right, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. All right, so we all need somebody to talk to, right? Stress can take over our lives sometimes. We'll find ourselves forgetting things. We'll find ourselves just struggling with physical symptoms like headaches and even like digestive issues. These things are challenges related to stress. That's a big deal. And having someone to talk to, a counselor, a good counselor, a licensed professional counselor, like the ones available to you at BetterHelp, can be just a thing that helps you break the cycle of stress and helps you to make connections and realize that you don't have to control this, that, or the other. In a world that's always telling us to do more, to grind, right? We have to work hard. We have to get everything done. We have to be perfect. We have all this. Sometimes you just need somebody to help you realize that doesn't have to be the way that it is. So you could try some therapy. You could try BetterHelp and maybe help yourself solve some of these problems, or at least change the way that you look at your experiences and at what you're going through so that you can have peace in your life. BetterHelp is customized online therapy. So you can do it on the phone. You can do it video chat. When I do my sessions with Crystal, I prefer video chat. I think you get a lot from nonverbals. But you can even just do live chat on a keyboard. You don't even have to see or talk. So you don't have to be in front of a camera. And with the amount of service you're getting, the amount of contact you're getting, it's much more affordable than getting that same thing from an in-person therapist. This is a really great way to improve the life that you're living today. And this podcast, Trivial Warfare, is sponsored by BetterHelp. And that means Trivial Warfare listeners get 10% off their first month. You just need to go to betterhelp.com/TWA. That's it. You go to BetterHelp, that's BetterHelp.com/TWA, and get started and get 10% off your first month. I really do hope that you give it a try this week if you haven't already. Today's show is also sponsored by Every Plate. Every Plate is America's best value meal kit. All right, now let's say that with me. Nobody's going to say this with me. I already know it. But if you're a kid in the back of the car while your parents are listening to this, I want you to say it with me, okay? America's best value meal kit. That means you get premium food, quality food, without the premium price tag. You can choose between 17 delicioso recipes and choose which ones you want to be sent to you. They come pre-packaged, pre-portioned. Everything comes cold to your door if it's supposed to be cold, and it'll stay cold all day. If you don't get home until the end of the day, it'll still be cold when you get there. And it makes it so much easier to cook. You don't have to use your whole evening to do this. You can do it fast because they've already got half the work done for you. Think about it like this. When we talk about value, one meal from every plate is about the same price as a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee, y'all. You can eat a whole real meal, not just a little meal, a real meal for the price of a cup of coffee. This makes so much sense. Try it today. Try it today. Try it today. Seriously, this is the way to go. I have done this. I love it. You could try Every Plate right now for just $1.79 per meal. Go to everyplate.com and enter code TWA179. That's right. You can get started with Every Plate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code TWA179. If you're looking for a way to make your life a little bit easier, Every Plate's probably a good solution for you. Today's show is also sponsored by Family Sounds. Family Sounds, Family Sounds, Family Sounds. All right, it's so cool. It is so freaking cool. So Family Sounds is the company. I've told you about them before. They work with their customers to record stories and spoken word memories into a podcast format. So you can listen to your stories the way that you would listen to a podcast. And it doesn't just have to be your stories. It could be the family's stories. It could be your parents' stories. It could be your children's stories. I've talked about my dad before and how I wish something like this had been available when he was alive. It seems to me to be the coolest thing to get this set up with your parents and siblings and have it be a case where as a group, as a family, even if you have 3 generations or maybe 4 generations, you put down, not in writing, but out in audio, the story of your family, the things that make your family unique, the sounds of your family, not to be too blunt, but that's cool. It's so cool. And I was thinking about this the other day, how our lives are really just points in time, right? I've had some major changes around work recently, and I know that the whole world's going to be different in 6 months. My whole world will be completely different in 6 months. And I will reminisce about this last period. I will think about it, and my memories will change and fade over time. But if I had put them down in a podcast, then they wouldn't change and fade. I would have the stories as they were by the people who lived them at the time that they lived them. It's truly special. It can be something that's really well done, and that's what Family Sounds does best. They have so much experience. They craft stories for public broadcasting. They are the ones who will help you shape these stories so you don't have to figure out the right way to tell them. You don't have to figure out how to organize them in a way that's going to be engaging. They're going to do that for you. They're going to help you out with that, and they're going to make sure it sounds fantastic. This is a really great opportunity. There's no reason to wait. To learn more about Family Sounds, visit family-sounds.com/TWA. That's family-sounds.com/TWA. I'll put a link in the show notes. Check them out now. Family Sounds is your memories in a podcast. All right, let's get started with the second half of today's game.
It is round 4. It is question 1. So that means it is time for Chris Destroys a Hit.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here's the text of this hit. So this song hit number 37 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1981, and in
Mega hit.
It's not a mega hit. I will not. I believe it's a mega hit, but I did not want to have to deal with Jonathan on it. Let me repeat it again. This song hit number 37 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1981, and in 2009, VH1 named this the second best hard rock song of all time.
Whoa!
Name this song by the following lyrics. 'Cause I'm back on the track and I'm beating the flack. Nobody's gonna get me on another rap. So look at me now, I'm just making my play. Don't try to push your luck, just get out of my way. All right.
Oh boy.
'Cause I'm back on the track and I'm beating the flack. Next sentence. Nobody's gonna get me on another rap. So look at me now. I'm just making my play. Don't try to push your luck. Just get out of my way.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this. I know everyone's debating right now, but I was the lead singer for a classic rock cover band when I lived in St. Louis, and I remember singing this song. So I'm pretty sure I've got it.
But we're not locked in just yet.
We're not locked in yet.
Kenya, you went from being like a 9.5 on my list to being like a 47 after that. That is freaking awesome. And it's out of 10, by the way. So that's just amazing. Holy crap.
Nice.
I'm expecting you to sing, okay?
I don't remember the lyrics well enough to sing it.
It is that I could. The third and fourth line here, I can make them work into that song.
Yeah, I've got the cadence of it in my head, and I can remember singing those words. So
I'll be happy to sing it. I'll be happy.
Nice.
I do an AC/DC imitation, believe it or not.
If I can, after the question is over, after the question is over, if I can pull up lyrics on the screen and happily sing a line or two.
All right. Are you locked in?
We're locked in.
We're locked in.
All right.
Okay. Well, now we can talk, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I really had no idea. I mean, 1981 is like, I'm an old, so I was around then. I didn't really listen to hard rock in 1981. I was listening to Billy Joel, things like that. But but I was thinking, so I said, maybe 81 hard rock. I said, I texted Jacob, but I said, well, it sounds like maybe AC/DC. And then Jacob says, I think Back in Black. And I was like, okay, well, and I see words like track and flack.
Or is that the trap they're trying to set for us? Also, it's pronounced akadaka. Come on now.
So, I like Black. I think that's because I'm back on the track and I'm beating the flack. I don't know any of the words to Back in Black. I just know like
the main ones.
The chorus is like, because I'm back on the track and I'm beating the flack.
But just because it says I'm back, I'm not going to think of anything other than Back in Black.
Yeah, I don't have a better answer. I think we should just go with Back in Black.
Okay,
I like Back in Black, and it's AC/DC. It's probably one of the top hard rock songs of that era for sure. All right, let's go with Back in. I can't even say it. You can say it.
Akadaka, Back in Black.
Akadaka, Back in Blacka.
Akadaka.
Waka flocka. All right, Chris, you want me to try and sing this?
If you want to. I just thought it was hilarious that you gave them the band name and they didn't even think about it.
I think they already said it, Chris.
Well, no, they didn't say it beforehand. You gave them the band name just a bit ago because
I'm pretty sure they'd already said it.
I did not hear him say anything.
No, they did not say it.
Yeah, the tape will tell us.
Oh, and
could be.
See that. Yeah,
sure.
Trying to help them out.
Well, I don't think it mattered.
Jonathan did not influence me.
Yeah. So let's see if I can do this. Thunderstruck is the one that's the easiest to do when it comes to imitation, right? But this is going to sound something like, 'cause I'm back on the track and I'm beating the flag. No one has get me on another rap. So look at me now, I'm just making my play. Don't try to push your luck, just get out of my way, 'cause I'm back. Down. Yes, I'm back. Down. Back. Well, I'm back in black. Back in black.
All right, you guys are going out on the road soon.
That was
I think.
fantastic.
Jonathan in Kenya.
Yeah, well,
Which one of
Kenya,
you wears the
absolutely.
short
Jonathan
shorts?
could stay at home.
Hey.
And your answer is Back in Black by AC/DC. Well done. All right, so just to clean up a few things, Back in Black was Brian Johnson. That was his first album singing it after Bon Scott passed away, and Bon Scott was the one that did Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, which is one of the songs we're talking about. So.
Done dirt cheap.
All right, so well done both teams. We're going to go into the second category in round 4, and that's in medicine. And this is brought to you by the man, the myth, the trivia writing legend, Rob Warman. So thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
All right.
Rob Warman.
There you go. And your question is, what cancer drug was introduced in 1957 as an over-the-counter treatment for morning sickness, but became a regulated medication when scientists realized the drug caused birth defects in pregnant women?
Got it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. You know what? We're going to lock in with whatever the heck you said.
Okay. There you go. All right. So I guess Dan and Jacob, you can talk it out.
We were going to lock in with that one, Dan.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have to say it because I can't.
Okay. This is called I can't even say it. Thalidomide is what I texted. I'm pretty positive about that one.
Okay. And Kenya and Jonathan.
Yeah, my first time ever hearing that word was in We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. But thalidomide, it caused babies to be born without their limbs, without arms and legs. So, yeah, and the thing is that it was actually, there was a woman who worked for the FDA here, and I cannot remember her name, but she fought tooth and nail to keep thalidomide from being distributed more broadly in the U.S. And it's thanks to her that a lot more babies in the U.S. did not suffer from those birth defects, but babies in other countries certainly did.
So the lyric We Didn't Start the Fire is Children of Thalidomide.
Yep.
That's I didn't know what it was, so that's always one of those pieces of lyric where you hear what you want to hear or what you don't know what he's really saying. Well, now I know.
Every time I sing that song, I always mess up that lyric anyway, so it makes perfect sense. But the answer is thalidomide. So well done, both teams. And man, I spit on my screen saying that.
God. Oh my God, your screen spit back.
All right. All right. So your final question, round 4, is brought to you by Joel Skelly. So Joel, thank you again.
Thank you, Joel.
All right. And the category is It's Like Rain on Your Wedding Day.
Chris did his AC/DC imitation for Alanis Morissette.
And your question,
I'm going to guess what the answer is for this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I promise you'll answer it wrong because it's not the category. All right. Your question is, while Kentucky is famous for its honorary colonels, the highest honor that can be bestowed by the state of Nebraska is what incredibly ironic title?
What?
Keep wanting to say iconic. It's ironic.
Don't you think?
I was thinking that, but you typed it, so that's great. I like that.
Yeah, it would be ironic.
It would be ironic, and I'm just, the only thing I've got pause on is how this ties into the first part of what Chris said.
What was the category again, Chris?
Like rain on your wedding day.
No, it's ironic.
Yeah, it's just, right now it's the best we've got. I still like yours better.
The first one?
All right, everybody, about a minute to go.
All right, we're going to lock in.
Okay.
Oh, you locked in?
Yeah,
Good.
we locked in.
We were about to lock in. Something wrong. Good, now we can talk.
For a good 30 seconds.
Okay. A good 30 seconds.
Yeah, about 1 minute.
25 now.
All right.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know. I really have no idea what would be ironic about Nebraska. We went back and forth, and I don't know, Jacob, you said corn husker. I said, I don't know, corn king, Nebraska is known for corn.
Yeah,
I don't know what else Nebraska is known
for.
You said
kernel in the question. All I can think is corn kernel.
Corn kernel. But I don't know why that would be like, what would be a state? What would be like, is there anybody famous from Nebraska? I don't know. Johnny Carson?
I got a Colonel Sanders stuck in my teeth.
So I don't know. I guess we're gonna. Whatever the last thing you said. I think Jacob. We're locking with Cornhusker. I went Cornhusker. I guess
Cornhusker.
Sure.
Lock it in.
Okay.
We didn't have a good answer, and so we started just trying to think of what would be ironic for the state of Nebraska. Kenya pointed out things like to say that they have any mountains or any attractive land at all.
Oh, dear.
Would be ironic, yes. Then we started spitballing, and King of the Beach came up as an option, as did, what was your last one? You said, the Fisher King. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I said the Fisher.
And then
Robin Williams.
You know what? You did say Spud King after the fact, which is nice, but we did lock in with King of the Mountain.
All right. All right. Well, unfortunately, it is 10 points for Joel Skelly on this one. So good job, Joel. And the answer is Admiral. Admiral.
Oh, it is water themed.
So the title is
Okay.
ironic
Okay,
because not only does Nebraska not have a navy,
They no coastline.
It's double landlocked.
Ain't got no
Yeah.
beach.
it's the most landlocked state in the country. You actually have to travel
Yeah.
through 3 states or 2 states in Canada to reach an ocean.
Yeah,
Admiral-
it's the only state that's like double landlocked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To continue with the flavor text, admirals of Nebraska include Queen Elizabeth II, Dr. J, and Bing Crosby. So there is that. So,
But not Johnny Carson.
but not Johnny Carson.
Nebraska.
That is correct. Or at least not as the or at least not as the example.
And the Queen Elizabeth as well.
All right. So going into the 5th round, Dan and Jacob still have the lead with 110, but Jonathan and Kenya so close by a sliver behind with 105.
105? Oh my God, we're only 5 behind.
5 behind.
Next to the midpoint.
Ever since the half.
That's
Yeah.
right. Your first question in round 5 is in demographics, and this question is brought to you by Tara Whittle. So, Tara, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tara.
Tara?
Thank you.
Your question is, born just after midnight on January 1st, 1946, Kathleen Casey Kirschling is considered the first member of what demographic group?
Oh, I've got.
Oh, we've got some meow meows. He better send it over to his partner real quick.
I will.
That's right, partner.
Yeah, we can lock in.
Oh, I almost sent it to you, Chris.
Oh, dear.
How are you going to lock in before I can? I had to find the right thread.
All right, well, Dan and Jacob locked in.
God
So
damn it.
Jonathan and Kenya, who
You
already
stole
meow
my
meow.
thunder. That was my thunder.
I also have now.
Kenya, we both say it is the baby boomers.
It's totally baby
Hey,
boomers.
boomer. We say baby boomer.
All right, and Dan and Jacob.
Thanks, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer. Yeah, we locked in with
It's not a boomer.
the baby boomers. Or actually, Jacob texted me baby boomies actually, but it's
That'd be a much funner name.
I
baby
was going to
boomies,
say,
yeah.
Boomy is one of the
Little
characters
boomers.
in Avatar: The Last Airbender. But your answer is baby boomers. Well done, both teams.
Woo!
Your second question, round 5, is in geography. And your question is, what is the name of the infamous French penal colony? And I said penal, Jonathan. What is the name of the infamous French penal colony?
Penis colony.
All right, let me repeat it again. What is
Penis
the name?
colony.
What is the name of the infamous French?
Penis.
All right, John Cena. What is the name of the infamous French penal colony off the coast of French Guyana? And if I mispronounce that, I apologize. That opened in 1852 and closed in 1953. This prison became notorious for housing exiled political prisoners.
Is the colony the name of the island, or is it a specific name of the French penal colony?
Hold that thought for a moment.
I'm trying to figure out what you're looking for here.
I'm looking for the name of the island that is.
It is the name of the island? 'Cause
Yes.
That's, okay, that's good enough
Yep.
then.
Actually, it's the answer is one and the same.
All right. If you're
Yes,
okay
very
with it,
helpful.
we'll go with that one, Dan.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right.
All right, y'all
You wanna
locked
lock it
in? Okay.
Yeah, we'll lock it. We'll lock in.
So, Kenya, I was thinking the same thing, that the ABC Islands are around there, and Aruba, yes. Is Curacao the sea? I feel like...
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
Curaçao's the sea. I can't remember the B, though. My brain is telling me Barbados, and that's not right.
It's not. It's a more obscure thing. It's not.
What was the category name, Chris?
Geography.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Geography.
Oh.
Does that help?
No. Bamako, Burundi,
Oh.
I don't remember that. You have like a St. Thomas. You have you think it'll be the name of a country or an island that's not a country?
I think it's probably going to be an island that's not a country. Is it Bermuda or is Bermuda somewhere else?
It's not. It's not Bermuda. The B is a name of an island where when I learned it, I was like, oh, I hadn't heard of that. I mean, you know what? We could say Montego.
Oh.
But is Montserrat a place?
Montserrat.
Montserrat sounds French.
Montserrat, but I don't remember where Montserrat is.
That does sound like a French name, though.
It sounds like it could be a place. Oh, God, this is driving me nuts. I think. I feel like I should know this code for no reason whatsoever.
If we can't think of anything else, I say we go Montserrat.
Let's go Montserrat. Let's just do it.
All right, we'll say Montserrat.
Okay.
As far as French penals, all I can think of is Napoleon, and I know he's associated with at least 2 or 3 islands, and I always get mixed up between the birthplace and the first exile, and I'm pretty sure he was born on Corsica, and he got exiled to Elba. So we went ahead, we locked in with Elba.
Okay, them down. All right. And once again, unfortunately, 10 points for Chris on this one. The answer is Devil's Island.
Devil's Island. Okay.
Oh, we're sitting there looking for something French sounding.
Right, but...
Yep, it is the third. Yeah. It is the third island off of French Guiana, and it's interesting that you mentioned Napoleon because it was Emperor Napoleon III that actually brought it about as being a penal colony.
And the B in the ABC is Bonaire.
Bonaire. I was going to say
Bonaire.
Bonaire is the third one. Yeah, the ABC.
Yeah.
Aruba, Bonaire, and
Bonaire.
We don't talk about Will Smith.
We don't talk about Will Smith.
Wow. All right, and your final question in round 5.
It was the Oscars night.
Wow. That's not too bad, actually.
We could do something with that.
That's true. All right.
Chris Rock was preparing his jokes on stage.
Oh my God, no.
Jokes on stage. That's good work. We got a parody here in the makings.
All right. Your final question in round 5 is animals. Or animals. And your question is, with a length of between 1.5 meters to 6.5 meters, what type of snake is the longest snake in the world? The longest specimen measured was 6.95 meters long and 59 kilograms and was discovered in Indonesia.
59 kilograms, that's all?
59 kilograms, which was about 120 pounds.
I would have thought the largest snake in the world was way more than 120 pounds.
This is the longest snake in the world. The longest. Yeah, yes, the longest. I'm looking for what type of snake is the longest snake in the world. The longest specimen measured was 6.95 meters long and 59 kilograms. And was discovered in Indonesia.
Can we get a clarification on how exact we need to be with the snake?
The name of the snake?
Yeah.
If there's different types of them, I'm going to ask you to be more specific. Does that answer your question?
I hope it doesn't.
Okay.
If the biggest one's name is Ralph, can we go with that?
I will verify the name, and if it is Ralph, then yes, I will give you your 10 points.
I mean, maybe his name is Ralph, but he's a snake. Anyway, yeah.
Rolf the dog here.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna lock in.
6.95 meters, essentially 7 meters, is like 22, 23 feet long. The only snakes that I could imagine being 22 plus feet long is an anaconda. But I'm going to be stunned to learn that an anaconda that big only weighed 120 pounds. I thought those things weighed more than I do. They're big, meaty snakes.
Meaty.
But I can't think of anything we could answer other than anaconda for something that long. So I guess we're going to say anaconda. Kenya, are you okay with that?
Yep.
All right. We'll determine whether or not it wants buns by the end of the question.
You forgot the Huns.
No, well, look. The Huns were a long time ago. This anaconda was more recent than that.
The Huns made the buns.
All right, so Dan and Jacob.
Little bow-bows.
Well, we went back and forth too. I mean, the first thing I saw was I think I said boa or anaconda, but then like South America, and then like I don't know, Jacob, you probably know more about snakes than I do.
I'm like fairly confident anaconda is like an Amazon. That's where it is, down South America.
Yeah.
And I'm almost fairly certain anaconda is the heaviest snake because they're big old thickums. But when you said Indonesia, that kind of crossed it off for us. It couldn't be that. And I know boa. I think there's different types of boas, but we just went ahead and locked with the boa because we're hoping that's enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't like this.
It's a python, isn't it?
It is a python. It is a reticulated python.
Reticulated. Oh, you said reticulated too.
I even said that.
You said
Don't be ridiculous.
But it wasn't a python.
I don't like people not getting my questions.
I mean, I'm telling you, I had python in there as a possible answer, but dadgummit, I just thought anacondas were longer.
Yeah, it was the last thing that he said, but I had like no thunder on snakes, like at all. Like even like hearing the question, I'm like, snakes, why'd it have to be snakes? You know?
Oh, that should have been my category name.
This is a great category.
Dang it. Dang it.
You
Yeah.
missed out there.
Oh, I really did.
Amazing plane.
Yeah, it is one of among the three heaviest snakes, but it was not it's not the biggest or it's just the longest, and it's hunted for its skin and used in traditional medicine and from time to time as pets. No. Yeah. Why would you want?
My daughter actually wants to have a pet snake. Actually, she's really interested in snakes.
I want to know. You also
I'm like, good. You can do that when you're older.
There you go.
Have your own apartment. Not in our house though. I mean, she's 20 now, so she can have a snake if she wants to. But
you could have used monkey flipping as your category name.
I don't know what.
Got to get these monkey flipping snakes off this monkey flipping plane.
I'm pretty sure y'all have some pythons down in the other Everglades you can get.
We do.
I'm sure.
We absolutely do.
But they get released as pets.
Yeah.
My favorite is the Monty Python.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, after 5
jokes are getting worse.
After 5 rounds, Dan and Jacob stay in the lead, 120 to Kenya and Jonathan's 115.
Damn it!
And we're going into the 6th round.
Why haven't you celebrated the bonus brigade? We could have caught up.
You know, that's true. I do not have a bonus brigade question out here. My apologies to the bonus brigade. Anyway, you're round
Chris
6.
Hates you.
That is so not true. I brought out the name bonus brigade like that.
Are you really?
No,
you
like named it bonus brigade, but sure. Anyway. But your round 6 questions are brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend, Scott Barber. So thank you, Scott.
Scotty B.
All right, we appreciate
from
you,
the hotline.
And your first question and Scotty Barber's round 6 is in sports ball. Sports. All right. And your question is, what current New York Islander and former longtime Boston Bruin captain recently passed Hall of Famer Chris Chelios in setting the record for the most games played by an NHL defenseman with his 1,652nd game appearance? He is also the tallest player in major hockey or in National Hockey League history at 6'9", and also has recorded the hardest shot in NHL history at 108.8 miles per hour.
You said that it was a Boston Bruins captain.
It was a former longtime Boston Bruins captain, recently passed Hall of Famer Chris Chelios.
Okay.
Jacob has meow meows.
Oh, Jonathan, can you give him a meow meow?
Yeah, give him some meow meows. He has a lot of meow meows.
Was that a hockey meow?
You asked me to give it to him. I didn't meow.
No. Come on. There you go. Was I going to have to take the hammer away from you and do it?
Hey, don't drop the hammer.
So y'all are locked in?
Oh, man. So
yes, we are.
All right.
Locked and loaded.
I can think of a Boston Bruin defenseman, and I can think of one that was a team captain for a long time.
All right.
But I don't think he still plays, so I got a problem. All right, I'm going to say Ray Bourque. Bourque.
And is that what y'all are locking in it?
Oh, yeah. Kenya sent me nope a long time ago.
Bjork.
All right. And so Dan and Jacob, or shall I say Jacob?
This is all Jacob, yeah.
So definitely a big-time hockey fan. I play every Sunday down here in Mobile, Alabama somehow in roller hockey. I know for a fact Zdeno Chara, Boston Bruins, got traded at the end of his career, what should have been his retirement with the Bruins, and now he's on the Islanders.
What's his name?
Zdeno Chara.
I don't know Zdeno.
It's like Charo with an A.
Yeah.
All right.
Kuchi.
And your answer is Zdeno Chara.
And it's like Drano with a Z and 7R.
What in the wild world of sports is that all about?
I never even heard of this guy.
The only part of the question that I knew anything about was Chris Chelios, and that's because I got tickets to go to a hockey game in Chicago, and I went because I had tickets, not because I knew anything about the team or anything. And it happened to be like Chris Chelios's night when he was being honored for retiring. Mm-hmm. And when he came out, they all booed him. And I was like, what is going on? And then he's on the mic. He's like, let bygones be bygones. And I guess it's because he went to Detroit or whatever at some point.
He did. Yep.
Yeah, and Chicagoans apparently have long memories, and they were not happy.
They're just not nice people.
Oh, dang. That's cold. That's ice cold.
We got a lot of Chicagoans.
I can't agree with that statement because I lived there for 11 years and I've got a lot of friends there. So I
got a lot of friends there too, but there's some real buttholes in that city.
All right. All right. Well, moving on with the Scott Barber round and trying to get Jonathan out of trouble. The category is history/literature. And your question is the king.
Literature.
May I ask the question now?
Now you can.
All right. Thank you. The King James Version of the Bible, first published in 1611, was commissioned by King James, obviously, but he had two regnal numbers, one for Scotland and one for Ireland and England. What were these regnal numbers?
What was the year again?
1611.
1.21 gigawatts.
Bolt of lightning.
I think we're going to lock in.
That's a song I know from TikTok. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's cool.
So we'll dance with it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to lock in.
Okay, so they're locked in.
All right, well, Jacob and I really know nothing about English kings. I know nothing about the monarchy. King James Bible. We didn't study that in Hebrew school, so.
Fair enough.
I'm thinking maybe James. I feel like it might be James the First, just because I don't know. It seems like
the question just seems so hard. If it's not just 1 and 1, there's never a James.
But why would they have
him.
two different numbers if it was the same number? That doesn't make sense.
It's two different countries. So he's the first King James of Ireland and the first King James of Scotland.
I wonder. I mean, I really don't have a better answer at this point.
Neither do I. I got a big bag of nothing.
I don't know where Jonathan's bag of nothing is, but I'm sure it's on the desk somewhere up there. But.
No, I keep the bag downstairs. I got my jar up here.
Oh, the jar of nothing. Okay, yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Let's go with the one and one.
1 and 1.
1 and 1.
The double deuce once again.
Double deuce.
Oh my! All right. So Kenya and Jonathan, I'm still trying to get over the double deuce here.
So Kenya, we both agreed that the first sounded like a good answer.
The first, I'm 90% sure is one of them, but then the other one was just not really sure at all, and so the only thing that was pulling at me was the third. So having nothing else, we just went with that. The first and the third.
First and third.
Okay.
It's a rally.
So, for England and Ireland, he was James the First. For Scotland, he was James the Sixth.
Didn't know it. You weren't going to get it.
More zeros. Nope. I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
I almost went with 1 and 3. That was one of the things I texted Jacob, but
all right.
Didn't help.
Your final question before the gauntlet. Your category in the Scott Barber round, because again, we're blaming this on Scott.
Thank you, Scotty.
Thanks, Scott.
When art imitates art. And your question is, U2, I love that band, debut studio album Boy has a song titled Shadows and Tall Trees, which is also the title of the 7th chapter of what debut William Golding novel from 1954?
What year?
1954.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We're locking in.
All right, they're locked in.
Kenya, my brain is not working at this point. There's a book where a bunch of people shipwreck, and it's a bunch of kids, and they survive, and they create this little society on an island, and this kid named Piggy has to wear a pig's head, and they end up killing people, and I can't remember the name of this damn thing.
Is it the movie from 80 or something like that? What is it called?
Definitely a book.
Yeah, but there's a movie.
Yeah,
it's
probably. It's not Where the Wild Things Are, and it's not Bonfire of the Vanities. Those are the two things that keep running through my damn head.
Something.
It's a Castaway.
Shut up, Dan.
It's the something, the
And so there's that. And then the other one, like Princess Bride, I thought is Goldman, not Golding. I think William Golding is this book whose name I've known for 20-something years, and now I can't remember because I'm so
It's not
dumb.
the Lord of the Flies,
It is the Lord of the Flies. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay.
I think Goldman is the Princess Bride, and I think Golding
is the Lord of the Flies. Yeah.
If I'm wrong,
Something just
I
kind
could
of
have
went off
flipped
in my
that.
brain.
I could have flipped that, but
I think he's the Lord of the Flies.
All right. So you want to go with that?
Yes.
All right. We'll say Lord of the Flies.
All right. Jacob and Dan?
They crush us with that boulder. Took your glasses and started a fire with them.
Yeah, we locked in with the only Golding. I texted Jacob. I said the only Golding book I know is Lord of the Flies. So we locked in with Lord of the Flies.
And your answer is The Lord of the Flies. Well
Thank
done, both
God.
teams.
Good.
Well done, Kenya.
All right, so going into the gauntlet, Dan and Jacob took a little bit of a lead. It's 140 to Kenya and Jonathan's 125. And your gauntlet category is written
What did we miss that they got?
The hockey.
Zdeno Chara.
Oh, the
Chara.
hockey guy whose name I've already forgotten.
Yep. Your gauntlet category was written for us by Sam Carr, so thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
And the category is before and after. So it's 3 questions that are in before and after style. Again, the scores are 125 for Jonathan and Kenya to Dan and Jacob's 140.
I'm going to have to do some math. All right.
All right, Chris, our wager's locked in.
No fear.
All right, our wager is locked in.
All right.
Alrighty,
Fabulous.
then. Let's do it.
So your first question in Sam Carr's before and after, and again, remember, this is a before and after category, all 3 questions. There's not trying to fool anybody. Your first question is, a 40-something successful stockbroker takes a much-needed vacation to Jamaica, but her flight takes a wrong turn and she ends up in a face-off with a noted bully at her father's high school.
Yeah, I like it.
We're locked in.
All right.
Okay, so we are going to lock in with the first and second half of what we've written down.
Okay.
Okay.
So your second question is a geography before and after. And the question is capital of the Netherlands and capital of Syria.
I've got that.
I love it. We're locked in.
We're also locked in.
Oh, they're also locked in. Okay, very good.
We both texted the same thing at the same time.
Excellent. All right, your final question in Sam Carr's before and after. This is a literature before and after.
Literature.
And the question is, the spoiled daughter of a plantation owner encounters a group of anthropomorphic animals, one of which is obsessed with motor cars.
What? Say that again?
The spoiled daughter of a plantation owner encounters a group of anthropomorphic animals, one of which is obsessed with motor cars.
We're locked in.
And they are locked in.
Wow. All right, we'll lock that in.
First question was, a 40-something successful stockbroker takes a much-needed vacation to Jamaica, but her flight takes a wrong turn and she ends up in a face-off with a noted bully at her father's high school. Kenya and Jonathan, why don't you guys go first?
So this one took the longest, but Kenya asked me the critical question that set us on the right path. She said, what was Eat, Pray, Love about? And my answer was, I don't know, maybe eating, praying, and loving. But then it kind of put me in that movie genre kind of thing. It's like, what about how Stella got her groove back? I don't know if she's an accountant or not, but that feels good. And
I'm pretty sure she went to Jamaica.
Oh, and and then you really locked it in when you pulled Back to the Future as the person going to their father's high school, because that was the big question. Why would you go to your father's high school? What is this movie about? When you said Back to the Future, it was like a lightning bolt. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Yeah, so we had 1.21 gigawatts of meow meows for how Stella got her groove back to the future.
Marty!
You gotta go back.
All right, very good. All right, and so Dan and Jacob, what was y'all's answer?
We also struggled mightily with this one. We're like, stockbroker, I don't know, is it Wall Street, the Wolf of Wall Street? And we went back and forth. And then for some reason, I just all of a sudden, like, the light bulb went on. And I'm like, I just texted Jacob. I said, I got it, because somehow I thought of bullies and I thought of Biff. And I'm like, oh, Back to the Future. So what ends with back? And I texted. I said we went with the same thing. How Stella got her groove back to the future.
All right.
But that was a struggle.
That was a really good question.
Okay. And your second one, which was a geography before and after, is the capital of Netherlands and the capital of Syria. And Jacob and Dan, talk to us.
We just text each other same time immediately. We knew Amsterdam and Damascus, so it's Damascus.
All right. And Kenya and Jonathan?
Exact same thing. It's just if you know the capitals, and I knew right off the bat, yeah, Amsterdam's the capital of Netherlands. I've been there. I've not been to Damascus, but yeah, Damascus.
That is a fun one to mispronounce too. You have the Damascus.
Yes, I know, right?
Amsterdam-ascus.
Damascus.
And your final question was, the spoiled daughter of a plantation owner encounters a group of anthropomorphic animals, one of which is obsessed with motor cars. We're going to go back to Kenya and Jonathan.
What a fun one to figure out that was. Oh, Kenya, you were so good. Why don't you tell us how you got to the first part?
So, yeah, we were at first struggling with the second part, trying to think of the anthropomorphic animals, and I just was not getting anywhere with that. So I'm like, okay, maybe we think about, spoiled daughter of a plantation owner, and I'm not really good with movies, but all of a sudden, like, it popped in my head, like, like Clark Gable and like Vivian Leigh, and I was like, oh, wait, that was on a plantation, and that was Gone with the Wind. So, and then, once I said that, then Jonathan, his light bulb went off for the rest.
I mean, it was literally a half second. You said Gone with the Wind. I'm like, and the Willows. Now I got it. That was brilliant. So, yeah, we said Gone with the Wind and the Willows.
Well, the funny part is you guys were also talking about it being movies. It was actually
the whole time.
It was literature before and after. I said at the beginning. Because remember, you said literature.
It's still movies.
You're talking about animated movies.
Gone with the Wind and the Willows, both movies.
Fair enough. All right, and Jacob and Dan, what was y'all's answer?
Well, I definitely didn't know nothing about Birth of No Babies, but Dan did.
Yeah, as soon as you started reading the question, you said spoiled plantation owner. I thought, oh, that sounds like Gone with the Wind. And then you got to the second half. I'm like, oh, Wind in the Willows. So yeah, we went with Gone with the Wind in the Willows. It's hard to say.
So here is your answers. So, for the first one, the movies before and after, the 40-something successful stockbroker and that faces off with the bully at the father's high school is, in fact, how Stella got her groove back to the future. Well done, both teams. Second one, capital Netherlands and Syria. Yes, it is Amsterdamicus.
Damascus, dude.
I know, but
not Damicus.
No, but it's
Damicus.
I know it's Damicus, but I'm just saying.
No, it's Damascus.
Damascus. Dang it! I know it's Damascus, and I still said it wrong.
If they met in the middle, they'd be in Rome.
But it's still Amsterdamicus.
Don't leave the ass out of Damascus.
You have to say it like Amsterdam. Because,
Amsterdam. Ass piss.
Anyway. Amsterdamicus. All right. Amsterdamicus. Yes. Amsterdamicus. Anyway, and your final answer, the spoiled plantation owner, the anthropomorphic animals. Yes, in fact, both teams got it right. Gone with the Wind and the Willows. Well done. Fantastic category by Sam Carr. So thank you, Sam. Both teams got it right. It's going to go down 2 wagers. Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, I can tell you that Kenya and I were debating between going all in 125 or going conservative with a bet of 21. We did a little back and forth, and then we decided to play blackjack. We bet 21.
Ooh, okay. So with 146, so if Dan and Jacob choose 6 points, we're going to rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
I want to run.
If they chose 7 or higher, then Dan and Jacob are winners. And Dan and Jacob, what was y'all's bet?
Well, we never even thought about 21.
No, we thought about 16.
We'd have been wrong on the low end.
One more than us, they would bet 16, or they're going to bet 125. I don't know why. You know, 21 never really came into mind.
21 because if you knew we would bet 16 and decided to bet 2, then we wouldn't have won. So you didn't bet that.
Got you.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to do 16, and he was like, no, 21. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But it doesn't matter in the end because are you afraid, Dan?
No.
I ain't
no
afraid.
fear.
No fear. 111 all day.
111 for the lockout.
Wow.
Kenya, you are right.
With a final score of 251 to 146, your winners of TW370 is Dan and Jacob.
All right.
The curse is lifted.
I tell you, it was a strong game. It was a well-written game. And Kenya, we have no shame. We performed well. They performed well. And they just held on throughout the whole doggone game.
Doggone.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, there's only one question I feel like I could have gotten, and that was with the authors, and it was the coin toss between Asimov and L. Ron Hubbard. And it just went the wrong way. But other than that, it's like I think we honestly pulled everything we knew, and a few things we really didn't know.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed. So that was a fabulous game. Before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and promote causes that they care about. We'll start with our winners. Dan, over to you.
All right. Well, I don't think I have any cause. I don't really have any causes, but shout out to my wife Donna of coming up in June. It'll be 29 years.
Wow.
That we married.
Very cool.
You don't look a day
My
over
children
60.
who are- I'm not over 60. Not yet. Shout out to my children, Nico and Leah, who are now, well, they're adults now, but anyway. Shout out to my trivia team, my OQL team, 6 Chic Sheep, which Rob Werman is a member. So Rob, Benny,
boy.
Todd, Rahul, and who am I forgetting? Ken. And
What are you looking at, Raul? Sorry, random movie quotes.
Other than that, stay safe, get another booster if you're eligible. That's all I have to say.
All right. Over to you, Jacob.
I'd just like to thank my fiance, Carrie, for keeping an eye on the dogs. They're very rowdy, and they were very good this night. Same as the last 2 times, don't sleep on heart health. If something feels wrong, if you've got the means, check it out. I've had a pacemaker for 5 years now, and just it feels wrong. It's probably wrong.
Good call.
yeah.
All right. And Kenya, we'll wrap it up with you.
I do want to give a shout out to my partner in crime, Chris, who's in the front room, just patiently biding his time while I'm back here.
Your
and
fiancé.
and keeping the cat occupied as well. But what I really just want to say is just that I think in the last couple of years, we've seen so much anger, and it's just, we've all kind of collectively been through a large trauma with the pandemic. And so I just encourage people to be kind to each other, be nice and more understanding and a little less judgmental. And, and if you're feeling overwhelmed and feeling like you can't deal, there are resources out there. NAMI is out there, the National Alliance for Mental Health. And, there's many community groups available as well. So, this has been a tough time for everyone. So if you're struggling, reach out to someone. And, and if you're not personally struggling, just be kind to others because you don't know what they're going through.
Preach.
Very well said. Very well said.
Yes, very well said. Amen to that.
And Chris, it's going to wrap us up, dude.
I think so. I think this was a fun time.
It was a fun time. So for Kenya, for Jacob, for Dan, and for Chris, my name is Jonathan. This has been episode number 370 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.